Perfect Earth Podcast, episode 296. Lamar, the kiss of the vampire.
Yeah, well, marriage is a hard thing, Joe. And boy, oh boy, when you find out you're married to a vampire, things just get complicated.
Yeah.
Whew, man.
Lamar, did we just watch a real life romance novel? Is that what this was?
Well, I don't know
Well,
if it's real life because I don't know if these people are real, but we're going to
yeah.
talk about that later.
Well, we'll get right into it. Our first category, Lamar. What did we think of the story?
This new couple, they get married. They're in this like a little small town, but the wife starts noticing things that's a little weird about her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Just little things like, he sleeps with other women.
Yeah.
Women
He-
that he sleeps with end up dead.
What-
Then
he-
women
there's
just
like a
end up
town
dead.
brothel, Lamar, that
Town
he goes
brothel
to.
that he visits. And she's just like surprised, but she's like, that's odd. But then the women end up dead. And then she finds out her husband is a vampire. And then people stand around and say stuff.
Yeah. Uh, like I said, this was a romance novel. That's what this was. It played like one too.
It did, but it was also slow. Like,
It
this is
was
the thing.
long.
But it was short, though. It's a
I know it
pacing
felt
issue.
long.
It felt like a long movie because the pacing was just like, okay, like I don't know what it was. Maybe she didn't want to accept that he was a vampire, even though she was told he was a vampire, but she couldn't accept that she knew that he was a vampire.
Yeah. Then at one point she said, "I know you're a vampire,"
Yeah.
and then like it would be some talky, and then every now and then he'd be like, "Make love to me." And then it would
Yeah, I
be
think there was a scene where she was just like she caught him having sex with a woman in the brothel,
yeah.
and then he was just like, "No, that wasn't me."
Who they refer to her, I think, in the movie as Martha the whore or something like
Yeah,
that.
Martyr the whore,
Martha the whore, yeah.
But
So
it was just like, yeah, she found out that he was sleeping with her, and he was like, "No, we made love last night," and then they
yeah,
have sex.
yeah, and then something else would happen,
Yeah.
and then they would go back to another sex scene.
Then they would run into vampire hunters.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the vampire started having sex. The vampire hunter started having sex with the ladies from the brothel too. Think something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, Lamar. What do you rate it for story?
I have to give this a 0.
A zero?
It was slow.
You don't appreciate the romance novels, Lamar?
I appreciated it for the first
Look, Lamar,
15
should I let down my
minutes.
hair, Lamar?
Let down your, oh, like her?
Like this is a romance novel.
Well, what happens, Joe, is that let's say you get with a vampire and she tells you that you're a vampire. You won't accept that she's a vampire, even though she told you she's a vampire. And
Lamar,
then she'll just have sex with her.
if she's hot,
That's what'll
Lamar,
happen.
if
What?
she's hot, I don't care if she's a vampire.
Oh, look what I'm talking to. Yeah,
I'll give
but
it a
yeah, I
half
just
point
thought
for
it was
story,
slow.
Lamar.
You giving a
A
half
half
point?
point for story.
All right, do you?
Well, our next category, Lamar, is what do we think of the characters?
Everybody in this picture maybe didn't do the best job of acting.
You think?
So, and maybe it was also combined with really on the nose but bad dialogue. But like,
You mean like when she said, "I still feel you in me," the day after?
I think somebody said something to the tune of, "I am a vampire. I hunt vampires." It's like, oh my God, like, jeez, man. And that makes the characters not come. And then like the guy that was one of the vampires, he was talking about how his wife was like a vampire and shit, and it was just like going on and on. You're just like, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel sorry for you. It's probably why your wife became a vampire. Not to hear that
I think
story
the best
anymore.
character was the vampire hunter. At least she was interesting.
At least,
You know?
yes, yeah.
Now I'll give it a half point for characters, Lamar.
I'll give it a 0, man. I couldn't. I was just like, everybody just stopped talking.
Well, our next category, Lamar, is what did we think of the vampires and the vampire
Well,
lore?
they were vampirific. I mean, the main guy, he was biting people and stuff like that, you know. He had that charm of like a Dracula,
He
even though
did.
the acting was very bad. But
At some point, he was a shapeshifter. He
oh
did
well,
shapeshifting.
boy.
He lured a priest as a he
But
was a the priest thought he was banging a woman, and then all of a sudden he was banging the dude.
he converts his wife, and then he says, you know, sex doesn't mean anything. We just seduce people so that we can, you know, feed off of them. And so she goes to the priest, or we think, and seduces him, but then it turns out to be him that shapeshifted into his wife. So why did that happen?
So he can uh, do something to that guy. I don't
Or
know.
shock the hell out of him. And it was a priest too, so maybe he was like, "Dang, I should have learned my lesson."
Yeah. But I have to say, Lamar, I think that they did use vampire lore.
They did.
They did get it all correct. And the vampires are known to be sexual beings, Lamar.
They are. That's true.
You know? Mel, what do you give it for vampires?
I'll give it a 1. I'll
Yeah, I'll
give it
give
a
it a
1.
one. I think they got that
Yeah.
right, though. For our next category, Lamar, is what do we think of the kills?
The kills, they were there, real blood and everything like that. Blood was being spurted over one main character. We'll talk about that later in another category. But,
Hmm.
you know, bites and everything like that. And, you know,
It
yeah,
was
I'll give
there,
it. It was there. Yes,
and they did do practical when they could, I think.
they did. Yeah.
So it's hard to critique it.
No,
It's hard to be
yeah,
harsh here, Lamar.
it is.
Hmm. I guess I have to be fair and give them the 1 point. It was, you know.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1. I can't complain about it. But there
Yeah,
should have been more kills, but they did do a lot of practical
they
stuff. Like, I
did.
think if they did more kills, it would save this movie for me, but it was like a normal amount. So I'm just like, oh my God, this is taking forever with people talking.
Yeah. Our last category, Lamar, is TNA.
Yeah, like you said, sexual creatures. I mean, I think like 40% of the wife's presence on screen was her having sex with her husband, and then the vampire hunter, she seduces a vampire
Yeah.
and then stabs her
So she can kill her. Yeah. That's what
so she
everyone
can
does in
kill
this
her.
movie. You seduce
Yeah,
somebody so that you can kill them, apparently.
and she had fully, you know, she was topless and everything like that, but you're just like, oh well, okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, there was T, there was A, there was man
yes.
A. What do you give it for TNA, Lamar?
I guess I gotta give it a 1. Yeah,
Guess you got to, right?
yeah, yeah.
Well, Lamar, we've tallied the score, and this movie gets a 3.5 out of 5.
I feel like this is ranking it a little high, but I think we're
Yeah.
being fair. We are being fair.
There were
So,
elements of the movie that we rated highly,
yes.
and that affected the score. But mind you, this movie was maybe a little bit of a difficult watch,
Good grief,
unless you like the
man.
romance novels like I do, Lamar.
Hey, different strokes,
Just my
Joe.
hair
Different
blowing in
strokes.
the wind while I read the story of the vampire and his wife and seducing people and then biting them into vampires. No?
Hmm.
Does that
No,
wrap it up
not
then,
for me.
Lamar?
It does.
Peace.
Deuces.